You crack open your egg on a wind-swept hisland in the middle of nowhere. Welcome-ito existence. Your first view is a jaunt-puking bird face. That's your parent, by the way, and that warm, sticky goop they just hurled into your mouth is breakfast. Get used to it, because this fine dining experience will be your reality for the next 9 months. You're basically stuck in this sad excuse for a nest, a little depression in the ground with some grass around it. Your entire childhood consists of sitting in one spot while your oversized, fuzzy body grows at a snail's pace. You'll spend your days getting bigger, fluffier, and hungrier while your parents take turns flying hundreds of miles. Just to bring back that delicious stomach juice. What's the rush to grow up anyway? None whatsoever. Unlike those show-off eagles fledging weeks, you'll spend most off a year as a nest potato. You're parentsally in, make weird noises, puke in your mouth, and leave again. Quality parenting. To pass the time between meals, you practice stretching thoughts to be useless wings. The other chicks nearby are doing the same thing. You will look ridiculous, like sumo wrestlers streaing to do ballet. Fast forward a few months, and you finally start looking less like a giant cotton ball and more like an actual bird. Your baby fluff gets replaced with real feathers, and those wings of yours are getting impressively long. Still can't fly, though. You're the bird equivalent of a teenager with giant feet who keeps stripping over everything. Finally, after about 9 months of sitting in the same spot, it's flight school time. Your friends stop coming back with food as often. Real subtle hint there. The massage is clear. Figure out how to fly or starve. Very motivational. You've ever been more than a few feet from your nest. And now you're supposed to throw yourself off the island and somehow not die. That's the plan. Yo flap and flap and flap those massive wings, but nothing happens except yo look silly. The wind whips around you, and other young albatrosses are already starting to take off. They're running across the ground like airplane runway models, wings spread wide until sudden lithy catch the wind and lift off. You try the same thing, running and flapping like your life depends on it, which it does until, miracle of miracles, you're airborne for about 3 seconds. Then you'll crash land in an undignified heap. Try a game. This time, you get a bit farther. By your 5th attempt, you finally manage to stay in the air. The wind catches under your wings, and suddenly you're soaring. It feels amazing until you realize you have absolutely no idea how to land and end up face-planting back in the island. Flying 7 out of 10. Landing needs work. Once you've mastered the basics, you say goodbye to your boring island home and set off for the big blue yonder. You won't touch land again for years. Yes, years. Your new home is the sky and sea, specifically the Southern Ocean. The roughest, windiest, waviest water on the planet. Fantastic choice. Your first few days at sea are a crash course in survival. You need to figure out how to catch food, which turns out to be mostly squid and fish near the surface. You spot a squid, fold your wings back, and dive. Splash, you come up with nothing but a mouthful of salt water. Great start. After a few more embarrassing attempts, you finally catch something. The trick is to skim low over the waves and grab whatever looks edible without fully landing in the water. It's like trying to snatch fries from someone's plate while running past their table. Not exactly dignified, but it gets the job done. Your daily routine now consists of flying, eating, drinking water. Your built-in salt glands filter out the salt and occasionally taking a nap while floating on the ocean surface. Sleeping on water sounds cool until you realize it means waking up soaking wet with bedhead every single morning. The good news is you've hit the wing lottery. Your wingspan stretches over 11 feet. That's wider than some cars. These massive wings let you soar effortlessly on ocean winds using a technique called dynamic soaring. You ride the wind upward, turn, dive down to gain speed, then use that momentum to swoop back up. It's like having an endless roller coaster that also takes you to dinner. You can fly thousands of miles without even flapping. Just tilt your wings a bit and let the wind do all the work. You cruise along at 50 miles per hour while barely moving a muscle. Talk about energy efficiency. Your heart rate drops so low while gliding that it's basically the same as if you were sleeping. Flying is literally more restful than standing around. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. You circumnavigate the entire Antarctic, riding endless westerly winds called thoroughwearing 40s and furious 50s. These powerful wind highways carry you around the entire planet. You'll circle the globe numerous times, traveling up to 6,000 meters in a single foraging trip. By the time you're 5 years old, you will have flown over 2 million miles. Not frequent flyer miles, though. Totalrupoff, storm coming. No problem. While other birds seek shelter, you head straight for it. The stormier through weather, the better the flying conditions for you. Those massive wave-sand howling winds that would terrify sailors are basically your personal amusement park. You dip and weave weaves 3 stories high, using their currents to zoom along while barely flapping. After about 5 to 7 years of this endless wandering, something changes. You feel a stranger to return to the island where you were born. It's breeding season and you are finally mature enough to participate in the awkward albatross dating game. Back on your home island, you find hundreds of other albatrossos had the same idea. Time to find a mate. But first, you need to remember how to land on solid ground. After years of open ocean flying, your landing skills are rusty. You come in too fast, hit the ground, bounce, skid, and finally tumble to a stop in a flurry of feathers and embarrassment. Several potential mates witness that graceful reveal. Great first impression. Looks like it's time for some dancing to distract from your landing skills. Albatross courtship involves elaborate agree. Bill clacking, head bobbing, wing spreading, and weird honking noises. You spot an attractive bird and start your routine. Step, bob, honk, spread wings, clack bill. Your potential mate seems unimpressed and walks away. Brutal rejection. After several more failed datements, you finally find someone who doesn't immediately flee from your dance moves. You, to hit it off performing shin-trained routines together, like you're competing on Dancing with the Seabirds. This bonding process takes weeks because albatrosses don't rush relationships. After all, you're accusing a partner for life. No pressure once paired up, you and your mate build a nest together. And by build, I mean scrape a shallow depression in the ground and maybe add some grass if you're feeling fancy. Interior decorating isn't an albatross strong suit. Your mate lays a singleg, 1 egg. After all that effort, now you take turns incubating it while Theothor flies off to feed. Each shift lasts about 3 weeks, meaning you'll sit in the same spot without food or water for 21 days straight. If your partner doesn't return, you'll eventually abandon the egg because you'll literally starve to death otherwise. Parenthood is intense. After 2 months, a fuzzy chick emerges from the egg. Congratulations, it's a cotton ball with a beak. Now begins the long process of feeding this constantly hungry fluff ball. You fly hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles out to sea. Fill your stomach with tasty seafood. Then fly all the way back to regurgitate partially digested fish oil into your chick's mouth. Yum. As you get older, these long-distance food deliveries get harder. By your 40s, yes, you can live that long. Your joints are cut from decades of landing on hard ground. Your perfect flying machine of a body is gripped in the air, but terrible on land. Those massive wings become awkward obstacles when walking, making you look like you're constantly about to trip over yourself. After raising many chicks over many decades, you find yourself spending more time resting between flights. The endless wandering continues, but perhaps a bit slower now. You've circled the globe so many times you could probably do it with your eyes closed. Which, come to think of it, you assume at times do, since albatrosses can sleep while flying. One day, during a particularly nasty storm, a freak wave catches you while you're resting on the surface. You're too waterlogged to take off quickly enough, and well, that's just bad luck after decades of perfect flying. Or maybe you simply grew tooled, too tired to continue the endless journey. Your final resting place is the vast ocean you called home, becoming part of the great cycle that keeps their remote southern ocean live. But don't feel too bad. In your Lefetum, you flew farther than the distance to the moon and back. You mastered the harshest oceans on Earth, seeing nothing but your incredible wings on the free power of the wind. And somewhere out there, your offspring continue the grand tradition of awkward dancing, endless wandering, and spectacular faceplant landings that make the wandering albatross so magnificent. And if there's an albatross heaven, it probably has really strong winds, lots of squid, and absolutely no predators trying to eat your eggs while you're off on a 3-week grocery run. Now, that would be paradise.